Hey everyone, it's Jonathan here, founder of Driving Academy, and today we're going to be talking about the DOT regulations required for 2024. That is right, there are going to be some changes in 2024 when it comes to your DOT physical. Now, before we actually get into the changes, let's fully explain what is a DOT physical and what's that all about. So DOT stands for Department of Transportation. And in order to actually get a CDL license, which means you want to be able to drive a vehicle that weighs more than 26,000 pounds, that means you're going to need to have a DOT physical in order to be qualified. Pretty much the government wants to make sure that you are healthy enough to pass a physical and healthy enough to drive an actual truck. That being said, what are some of the things that they actually do test on the DOT physical itself? So there's many different tests that they're going to be doing for you, but nothing to be scared about. They're going to be doing things like a vision check, hearing test, blood pressure and pulse, urine screening, sleep apnea screening if they need to, physical exam, kind of to see what your mobility is. I remember last time I went, since I do have my CDL license, I have to keep up with mine. Mine is good for every 2 years. And if you're in good, perfect health, you're going to have a 2-year certification. If you are less than perfect health, you're going to have less than that. So it can be as little as 3 months of the actual certification process itself. So pretty much things that they'll ask you to do is going to be like touch your toes. Can you lift up this heavy thing? Can you turn around? Can you jump? And then they check all your different vitals. So it's definitely not a hard thing to pass at all. But let's go through what are going to be the regulations for 2024. So when it comes to the regulations for the DOT physical in 2024, the first thing we're going to be talking about is the visual activity test. So when it comes to the visual activity, the actual new regulations are going to require that you have at least a 20/40 vision in each one of your eyes. Now you can be wearing glasses. You don't have to be perfect, born this way, right? And then you also have to have a peripheral vision of at least 70 degrees, which is someplace around here, right? So you have to make sure that you're able to see that. And that just makes perfect sense. You're going to be driving a tractor trailer. Your eyes is going to be one of the most important tools that you actually do have in this job. Make sure that the eyes are actually working properly so you can see everything that's going around you. When it comes to the next part of the test is going to be about the hearing portion of the test. And here you have to understand and hear a whisper. That's right, I said a whisper from at least 5 feet away. And the way they test that is simply they're going to stand 5 feet away from you and whisper and see if you can actually hear it or not. And if you do, then you pass. If you don't, they might want to retest you. And it has to be on both your ears itself. Now let's talk about blood pressure. So blood pressure is something super important for overall health. And the reading that they're going to be looking for is something less than 140 over 190 itself. But if you do not fall into that exact category, they do have listed here some different stages. Now remember, perfect health means you're going to have a 2-year certification, right? Stage 1 means you're in between 140 over 90 to 159 over 99. And in that case, you're going to get a 1-year certification. If your blood pressure for your DOT physical is between 160 over 100 to 179 over 109, then you're going to have a 3-month certification, which means in the next 3 months, you have to make sure that you get your blood pressure in order. You can use blood pressure medication. That is not an issue. And if your blood pressure is 180 over 110 or above, then you're canceled. You cannot get yourself a DOT physical, which means you cannot get yourself a CDL license. So does that mean you're done for the rest of your life? No. The beautiful thing about your human body is it can heal itself if you give it the right activity, the right nutrition that it needs to make sure you move forward in the right direction. So if your blood pressure is that high and you can't drive a truck, you probably have bigger concerns than your career itself. You want to make sure that you're making sure that you're monitoring things and putting yourself on a plan on how to get back on track. Another update when it comes to the actual DOT physical requirements in 2024 is going to be having to do with seizures. So there's a new proposed rule that should be coming out in about July of 2024. And this is saying if you do suffer from seizures and you've been seizure-free for about 3 years, then you should be cleared to get yourself a DOT physical. If it's been less than 3 years that you've been seizure-free, then in that case, that's going to be done on a case-by-case basis, and you're going to have to go to the specialist to kind of handle that. And the last big topic that we're going to be talking about when it comes to the DOT physical is actually going to be sleep apnea. So what is sleep apnea and how does that even work? So a lot of people, kind of the test for sleep apnea is if you have a really thick neck. So the thicker your neck, apparently the harder it is for you actually to sleep. And sleep apnea just means that you are not sleeping throughout the entire night for many different reasons. One of the most common reasons is actually the fact that you're snoring a lot and you're actually losing breath and oxygen going into your body multiple times in 1 hour. And usually what winds up happening is your tongue, especially if you're a nighttime sleeper on your back, your tongue will actually fold into your mouth and prevent the oxygen from going into your body. We actually did a podcast about this specific thing, and this individual kind of distributes a cool device that kind of trains your tongue to strengthen it up, so then it stops doing that all the time. So that means if you're currently on sleep apnea or you're worrying about that, you have to do a sleep test. And then the doctor prescribed a CPAP machine, which is not a good, sexy looking machine at all. Potentially this new device that was created is something you put on your tongue for about 20 minutes a day for 6 weeks. And it kind of does electrical pulses on your tongue to kind of train your tongue and build up the muscle in your tongue. So by the time the 6-week period is up, your tongue is so much stronger because it's been going to the gym all the time. And now you don't really have to suffocate yourself in your actual sleep. And that means you should have no issues with sleep apnea at all. And you should be able to get yourself a DOT physical now and in the future. So I hope you're able to enjoy the new DOT requirements for 2024. Make sure you put in the comments below. We're going to be putting in the show notes in the link below the actual device. So if you want to go and get that, you can definitely do that as well. And if you do not have your CDL license yet, we recommend coming to the best CDL truck driving school in the country, here at Driving Academy. Check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. We have locations opening up nationwide. Check out a location near you. If you can't find anything near you, come to the Linden facility and we're definitely able to help you out. All of our locations are going to find the local DOT doctors near you. Or you can just do a quick Google search, hey, DOT physical, DOT CDL physical, and then you'll be able to see a bunch of different places that do pop up there. It's definitely going to be a requirement if you want to get your CDL license and you want to make sure that you are healthy enough to do this job and many more jobs in the future. Thanks, and I'll see you soon. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.